A very good day to you out there, and welcome to your enlightenment program on the economy and inside agriculture, where we make analysis that can improve your horizon across agric value chain. I am Ile Emeje. Expert opinion affirmed that mentorship world over serves as a powerful catalyst for personal and professional growth in all fronts, fostering a deep sense of connection and development within individuals and businesses. They also acknowledge that by engaging in mentorship relationships, individuals and businesses uncover a multitude of mentorship benefits that can significantly enhance their skills and career trajectory. They explain that this collaborative process encourages knowledge sharing and provides opportunities to gain insights that are often inaccessible through traditional learning methods. However, traditional hierarchical mentorship, where a seasoned professional guides a less experienced individual, provides a structured approach to career development. According to them, by cultivating mentorship relationships, we do not only unlock our own potential as individuals and businesses, but contribute to the growth of others within our community. Meanwhile, the question demanding for an answer in the minds of many citizens is on how realizable is mentorship across agric value chain in Nigeria and the way out. My guest is a mentorship and business consultant, Mr. Aliyu Solomon, joining us after the promo to make analysis on the need for mentorship across agribusiness value chain for better outcomes. We'll be back shortly.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
Our guest, a mentorship and business consultant, Mr. Aliyu Solomon, is now in our studio here with me already to discuss the relevance of mentorship across agribusiness towards effective productivity and better outcomes. Mr. Solomon, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Good day to you. All right, we'll start with bringing us, how you can bring us to the understanding of the fact that agricultural sector is a huge contributor to the development of many nations of the world, including Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm excited to be here, and based on what you've asked is very important. We know that think about what you had your meal today, or think about your last meal. It could be rice, it could be cereals, it could be beans, it could be maize, it could be, all these are made possible because of agriculture. And the truth there is, I just want you to imagine a system, agricultural system that is working perfectly and effectively. Think of how thriving that economy is going to be. Now, it will interest you to know that in the world today, especially in developing nations, people used to think that agriculture is just about farming. Agriculture is not about farming. It's way more than farming. It's a value chain. And when we are talking about value chain, we are talking about crop and animal or livestock production. We're talking about processing. We're talking about packaging. We're talking about transportation. So you see, it's a whole network, including agri-tech. We're also looking at innovation, all pulled together into the agriculture. It encompasses just farming. So the amazing thing about agriculture is that we have small countries like Netherlands. You can imagine Netherlands is the second country in the world that export agricultural product, and this is made possible due to agri-tech and innovation. You see countries like India and China, they were able to come up with reforms, and these reforms were able to take out millions of people out of extreme poverty. What most people may not realize about China, for instance, is that in 1980 thereabout, China had over 700 million people in extreme poverty. Fast forward to 2013, not even till today, but 2013, they were able to pull out over 725 million people out of extreme poverty. And such agricultural reform is one of the major factors that have contributed in moving over 700 million people in China out of poverty. So this tells you the magnitude of impact in agriculture. And today, based on United Nations report, agriculture alone tends to create jobs for over 1 billion people around the world. And when we talk about developing nations, their GDP gets to about 25% developing nation just with agriculture. This is to tell you how huge agriculture is. Now, if you travel from here down to the north, down to the south, east, and western part of Nigeria, you can tell that we have the available resources in terms of land and many, many, many other resources. But we are still doing well to some extent, and part of what we're going to be exploring is how agriculture, the impact of agriculture have around the world and especially in our nation. The truth there is agriculture has a huge impact when it comes to the SDG goals. When we're talking about zero poverty or zero hunger, agriculture has a major impact, from the climate change down to other aspects that have to do with food security agriculture has a major impact. So when you talk of community development, when you talk of one of the ways to be able to bring women and young people in inclusivity into that space. So it's a huge opportunity for us, not only in the world, but also for us here in Nigeria.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Ask any expert, be it agricultural expert,
Yes,
economic expert, or
Yes.
even development experts around the world, and especially in Nigeria. Their emphasis is on agric reforms, policies, initiatives, and now you have also emphasized on the example or the initiatives used by some countries. You mentioned China and India. Imagine a country of over how many people in China or in
over
India
a billion
people?
Yes.
And agriculture alone was able, their policies, policies that was initiated in the country was able to pull out about over 700
tied
million
with other reforms though.
with other reforms
Yes.
out of poverty. My question is, in Nigeria, the previous regimes, from one regime to the other, is also sensitive about agri policies and programs. Let's just limit it to the current one, the NISAL, the one that was introduced by the CBN and through the NISAL on agriculture.
Yes.
Do you think that we have been able to enjoy some benefits of these initiatives, so to say? Like the Anchor Borrowers Program, mainly for farmers and those in the agri subsector. Do you think Nigeria as a country and as individuals and those in the agri value chain, as we have been able to implement it, enjoy it, and contribute even our own quota to the GDP of Nigeria? How far do you think?
Yeah, I think is a progressive thing, is still in track. So far, the potential is so huge. We may have not taken full advantage of it. This is because the major masses or the major number of farmers that should be able to bring traction to this aspect were not fully integrated into the entire system. It's obvious, you can tell, with the rate of export that is happening across the country, we're still having food security challenge. It simply means that we have a lot of work to be able to do around this particular space. And you know, tied with the young people, which form the major population of our country, we have to figure out ways to communicate agriculture so that it will look, not just look, but it should be something that should bring a lot of these young people, because we're in a world that is changing real fast, so that we'll be able to merge up technology with the traditional agriculture. And as so doing, we will take advantage of this Borrowers program more effectively, because for now, I won't tell you that we were able to get to a very huge level. Although, based on statistics, where about agriculture is contributing about 23% of GDP here in Nigeria. So the potential is still very, very high. So it's working to an extent, but there's more that has to go into place. Room for improvement, yes.
Okay, our topic for today is the transformative power of mentorship, unlocking personal and professional growth in agric subsector. Now, mentorship is observed to be a critical problem to those that are practicing agriculture and those in the value chain, and this is more pronounced in developing countries like Nigeria.
Yes.
How true is this?
That
mentorship has become a critical problem for those practicing agriculture in developing countries.
Yes.
Is it true?
It's a problem because when you look at the extension programs based on United Nations statistics, it's been said that the extension officers, as compared to the farmers they reach out, you discover the ratio is between 1 to 5,000.
1 to what?
1 to 5,000. You can do your findings on that.
Wow.
Which simply means that we have weak extension programs. And as a result of that, you can imagine one person taking up that bold step to reach out 5,000 farmers. We're just using that ratio, which is to tell you that there's a need to look at platforms such as that. How do we strengthen our extension programs? How do we make it more viable that people can be able to access these extension farmers for advice, for guidance, such a way that it will make mentoring so easy. So as a result of what we are facing presently, you know there is a huge problem, because this is just one aspect. Already is a weakness, and if it's a weakness, we know that we have a long way to go. But you know, apart from that, we already have an issue when it comes to structured mentoring programs. We don't have, especially in agriculture, we don't really have structured mentoring program as a result. Most times what we work with most times is the informal mentoring. You know, there's a difference between formal mentoring and informal mentoring.
What's the difference?
The difference is simply this. In informal mentoring, most times young people can get attracted to old people, ask questions, seek for guidance without a specific plan process. But you see, in formal mentoring is a plan process. It's a plan process because there is a plan from the beginning. This is exactly where we are building this mentoring program to arrive at. Now, in Nigeria, for instance, if we want to take the approach of formal mentoring, we need a systemic or system thinking approach to look at every other stakeholders that are connected with the impact that mentoring is going to impact, whether directly or indirectly, directly through the entire system. When we take up that strategic thinking process more effectively or intently, what that happens is that when we implement this formal mentoring process, which is properly planned, there's a process, there's an orientation that happens in the beginning for the mentors, there's an orientation that happens for the mentees, and all this is because we want to get the best of the mentoring relationship. And we'll be able to track through using, by using measuring parameters to see how the mentoring program is going, how do we take advantage of the process, and doing that you can monitor the entire process and be able to have a viable track record that will show us the level of growth and the impact of mentoring through the process. This will reveal to you, based on the question that you asked, that we have a huge knowledge gap, especially between the traditional farmers and the young farmers that we have today. As a result of the informal, formal and the informal. And this is as a result of the changing technology that we have today. Most of the old people are not tech savvy. So getting the attention of these young people is a challenge. And a lot of farmers don't even understand the concept of mentorship in the first place. So it becomes a huge or major challenge in its entirety, you know. And so it is a huge problem. It's a huge problem.
Huge problem indeed. Okay, now we are talking about mentorship. Maybe some of the people that are following us on the program may be tempted to even ask, what is mentorship? Or maybe thinking that mentorship is only possible in maybe other relationship apart from the agricultural sector, and they are saying that these people are bringing mentorship to Agric subsector. How relevant is mentorship to businesses generally, especially the business across Agric value chain in Nigeria?
Okay, I love the saying of one of my friends. He used to say, which will you rather prefer, given two scenarios? Okay. One of the scenario is you die experimenting, or will you rather prefer to take on the experience of other people who have gone ahead of you? Two scenarios, die experimenting, or you want to take advantage of the experiment of other people who have gone ahead of you. This simply describes mentoring. And I also like to put it this way. When it comes to mentoring, it's like saying to somebody that says, I have an idea of where I'm going with my life. They just have an idea, but they don't know how to get there.
They know how.
But their journey is short because they know, somehow they think they know how. Then there's someone who will say, I think I know how to get there in some way. He has not tried the process. But the journey may seem shorter for this second person. But you see, at the third level, when you find someone who has gone to where you want to go to, right? The person have been there. And the person say, I will show you how to get there. He will only show you how to get there. It means your journey is shortest. Yeah. But the best of all is when you find someone who has been there and the person say, I will hold your hand and take you there. You're already there. So you don't need too much bustling. That's why when it comes to mentorship, mentorship is a relationship that gives people the opportunity to share either their personal, professional, technical, any kind of skill that leads to growth. Sharing that skill, that knowledge, that experience, and most times even sharing your wisdom, and the whole intent is to be able to grow and develop through the process. What people don't realize most times is that in mentorship, the mentor and the mentee, they both grow through the process because the mentor is refreshed and the mentee is also refreshed through the process. So when we talk about
relationship,
yes, when we talk about mentorship in agriculture, especially in the age we're in, bringing two people, one that has experience and one that who is more tech savvy. I remember the words of Ben Gurion, who happens to be one of the prime minister of Israel. He once said that if someone is bragging with experience, he wants to remind the person that the person is already obsolete.
How?
The person is obsolete because he or she will only brag about who they were, what they know, everything. I gathered this experience over XSYZ years. Yeah. But they can't tell you how tomorrow will look like. They can only brag about yesterday. Yeah. The 10 years study, 15 years, 30 years, 50 years study in the university. Years study ago. But we're in an age where young people are taking over, especially in tech, even in agri-tech today. Young people, the reason is because they have more vision. So he says, in the age we're in today, your experience can be replaced with someone else's vision. But the best way to connect the two is that you bring someone with an experience and you have a young person with the futuristic view, especially with the level of tech we're in now. You can bring in AI and many things with someone who has experience, and we can be able to recreate something entirely new, especially in the agric space. And that is why when you, based on the question you ask, knowledge gap will be covered so easily when mentorship comes to play. And apart from knowledge gap, some of the things that are very vital and fundamental is that it will tend to reduce a lot of failures through the system. In case you're not aware, the food or the produce waste after post-harvest, it's said, according to United Nations, is about 40% of what is produced that is wasted in Nigeria for the past few years. Reason is because we have challenge with our road network. You have challenges with storage. So you see, there are vast lot of challenges that through those processes we lose food, we lose farm produce, we lose a lot of agricultural produce because of waste that tends to happen after harvest. And mentorship is one of that vehicle that will be able to bridge this gap, to be able to, increase our turnover, increase our level of, take us out of that food wastage and bring us to that dynamics where we'll be able to make a lot of progress, as a nation. And, it also open access to networks. Through mentorship, you will not only access network, you can access international funding. The opportunities are so vast, for us to be able to explore. But truly, mentoring or mentorship has a huge opportunity that we can explore, especially when it has to do with agriculture.
Now that you have established that mentorship has a huge space for us to explore, especially in the agric value chain, the question to ask is, who should be mentored generally? I work in the media space. do I need a mentor? Somebody is doing business.
Yes.
Even small business holders, entrepreneurs, or those that are giants, I call them largely capitalized business owners.
Yes.
Do they need mentorship? Who should be mentored?
I think for me, everyone needs some form of mentorship. The reason is because everyone on earth today will always be looking up to someone. Every one of us will always be looking on to someone. There's someone you're looking up to. If you're 97 years old, if you need some kind of advice, even if there's nobody alive within you, around you, you want to go and find in your journal, what did my grandfather say? You always look onto someone. That's the first level of relationship. There are about 3. The second one is you share things in common with other people. Remember, it's not every friend that's your peer mentor.
Yeah.
A mentor is in your life to help you succeed. Most friends are in your life to keep reminding you of your past. But you see, when you have a peer mentors tell you the truth, even when it hurts you. The reason is because they need to help you succeed. And that's why it's not all your friends that are your peer mentors. It is those that tell you the truth, and you receive it even when you are crying, when it's painful, right? But those are really your peer mentors. Then there's another level, and this is the level most people don't pay attention to. The people that are looking up to you and yet you're not even aware. Some of you, the way you are dressed today, you're well dressed, you're feeling cool. What you may not realize, there is a young person that you are his or her role model every day of their life. They look up to you and yet you're not aware.
This one is very important.
Yet you're not aware. Yes, madam. Yes.
I don't want to go there.
Because 10 years later, 15 years later, someone is going to walk up to you to say that I am grateful. My life, I'm a better person today because I watch you. I watch your life. You have been an amazing woman. You've impacted me, and you'll be wondering, what did I do? So this may be role modeling, but over time there are people who approach you and begin to seek the mentorship relationship informally. Because most times mentorship relationship does not necessarily mean that I walk up to you and say, mentor me. You can initiate the entire process. So from your question, I would like to say everyone will need a mentor, especially in this part of the world, because most businesses that operate in this country are run as a one-man business. We have a lot of SMEs, we have a lot of medium and large organizations, but we need more mentors, people that will be able to hold our hands, give us some level of guidance, give us some level of instruction, give us some level of guide that will help us from the level which we are to a level which we are made to manifest ourselves. So I believe that mentorship is that relationship that will be able to stretch a lot of people to a place where they feel it's hard to get, but when they get there, they'll be so excited that they have a mentor in their life that is able to move them, to that level where they're so excited about their life, and they also want to guide other young people or other people within their space so that they will be able to grow in that respect.
Now that mentorship is very important in the agri subsector, especially across the value chain.
Yes.
My question is on the farmers, the local farmers.
Yes.
We have also established that in Nigeria, the extension farmers who are ordinarily should be referred to as the mentors of these farmers, they are not enough. What do you think the government can do in this state to ensure that our local farmers get the necessary information and advice to help improve the productivity across all the value chain?
I think one of the things that will be so relevant, especially with the challenge of these extension farmers who serve as advisors to lots of the local farmers, is such that for us to be able to harness the benefit of agriculture, we have to look into this matter again. We need more extension workers. We need more of these mentors in the field that will be able to strengthen the entire process. I'm so excited. Recently, one of my friends launched the Agric TV show, and the whole idea is to bring agriculture in a collaboration with entertainment, to make young people see the advantage of agriculture, to help them see that the agriculture is not about hitting the ground with a hoe, but it's more a launch pad for investment, is a launch pad for innovation, is a launch pad for intentionality that will bring a mega wealth to the entire nation. And if our country realized that this huge opportunity that is available, the young people can harness it more faster, we have to intensify the approach of mentorship to bring most of these farmers to that level where they become extension farmers, extension officers that will stand in as other mentors to local people. So this awareness has to take up so strongly. There must be an orientation around mentorship. There must be an orientation around who the mentor is. Of course, the mentor is one who has more knowledge, more understanding, more experience. And the mentee is a student of a mentor. A mentee is actually, sometimes they are called the mentoree. Sometimes we call them the protege, and in some sense they are called the apprentice. So this mentee needs to understand why he needs this relationship. Most times, some people are even in the relationship, they don't know how to harness the best of the relationship. So these are some of the orientation that need to be brought and taken down to these people with certain level of clarity. Mentorship is not as difficult as the name or as the process is all in. It's more about a growing relationship. A relationship that gives people insights, that takes them to approach things differently and increase in their level of productivity, increase in their level of growth and expansion. So it's a growing relationship in its entirety.
When you say it's a growing relationship in its entirety,
yes.
Can I have acquire the whole educational qualifications you can think of? I have some experience, just like you mentioned.
Yes.
And do you think will it be possible for me to humble myself to some persons that have that technical knowledge?
Yes.
To be mentored?
Absolutely.
Given a psychological belief or
absolutely
a mental ability that once you have a PhD, so to say, or you have so qualification, it will be demeaning for you to come down so low to maybe a level of somebody. Maybe it looks like an apprentice, but he has that technical know-how to mentor you.
Absolutely.
Here in Nigeria.
There's what we call reverse mentoring. In reverse mentoring, is like the young person is guiding or mentoring the older person. I give you a scenario with General Electric. General Electric is a global electric company. And the then chairman or CEO, his name is Jack Welch. Jack Welch noticed during the dispensation of the internet, the early era of internet, he discovered if them, talking about the management, don't take advantage of this technology, over time they are going to struggle as a company, and other new companies will override them, and they will be out of business. Thank you. Now, so he decided to call on the entire management, because then for you to be able to send memo for meetings, you have to print letters, because the total population of the organization then was over, I think, about 300,000.
You print letters.
So if you are reaching out to top management, you are printing out memos in thousands. So why don't they understand or learn this entire process, so that with one click, 1,000 people receives an email? But the challenge is the people who are more tech savvy are the younger people. So it was a challenge, but they braced up, and every management staff got himself a mentor. And it just took them a very short process. And this was his confession at the end of the mentorship session. He said it was the fear of the unknown that we had. We were thinking that it's something difficult. But when they went through the process, he said it was this mentor-mentee relationship that helped them to overcome one of the greatest fear, even though they were at the top, they were older and all of that. And that's why I used to tell people when I run trainings or facilitate trainings, I say, you will buy the gadgets, you will buy the different tools, but it's your children that will say, Mommy, Daddy, you don't know how to use this. So they will point out to you things you need to know. And that's why with the technology we have today, it's not as difficult as we think. Some people are afraid of AI, thinking is very difficult to use. It may not take you up to 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. I'm not up to 10 minutes. Yes, not up to 10 minutes to receive guidance and you are in. So seek guidance even if it's from your own child. Even if it's from your own grandchild, they can guide you through things with the use of technology that you will be shocked at what you yourself can do, because you have already advanced in knowledge. You have advanced in the experience. So once you get that tool and you are taught what to do, it will shock you what you will be able to bring out. So I will bring that and tie it to also in agriculture. We have people who have built institutional knowledge in the agricultural space. These people will die and will not know what they have. It's locked up inside of them.
With the whole framework, institutional framework.
They are exposed with some of them traveled many countries in the world to learn the different practices in agriculture. So they are well experienced, but if they never connect with young people who will take their story and create content, or take their story and create companies and create opportunities, then you see the number of opportunities we're losing because the older people who are exposed to agriculture are not connecting with the younger people. And this gap can be covered up with what we call mentorship, where the mentor learns through the process, is refreshed through the process, but the mentee increases in knowledge, they increase in expertise, they increase in diverse space. So it's a very, very important question that you ask over there.
Now, as an expert in mentorship and business consultant, which you have been doing over the years, and you have discovered this the gap, the issues around mentorship, especially on the Agric value chain. What have you done to bridge the gap? These issues around mentorship. We don't have enough mentors. We don't have enough extension workers in the Agric value chain. What are you doing, or what have you done, at least to support government efforts to improving agriculture in Nigeria?
Thank you for that question. Now, it will interest you to know that I have been privileged to serve as a mentoring administrator in 2017 for an agri-business platform. It's called iAfrica Initiative, iAfrica.org. Now, on iAfrica, which is Emerging Young Entrepreneurs Initiative Africa, what my whole assignment is bringing mentors, connecting them with mentees, is a project that is done across the university, especially for agricultural enthusiasts. So what I used to do then was to get key persons in agriculture from different universities. So I have a team that work with me. So what we do is to encourage most of these people who are exposed. Some of them are PhD holders in agriculture and they are practicing. So what we do is to pair them with these young people. And part of that funding came from, I think then it was funded by Fadama project. So those are some of the engagement that I began to do. And one of the things that will interest you is that then we used to have session on WhatsApp. And on one of the sessions, we were just sharing the flyers. And in just sharing those flyers, this is the power of technology. The flyer we're sharing locally, someone shared it with a platform in Ghana. But that space that flyer was shared on that space in Ghana was an incubation platform that is across most part of Africa. To tell you the truth, before we run that session, we have over 500 people saying we want to get into that WhatsApp group.
Oh my gosh, the power of technology.
Yes, the power of technology. So we had over 20 African countries, because we checked from their phone numbers and tracked the countries that were trying to be part of those projects we were doing through iAfrica. And interestingly, I've been to some of the African countries, and that relationship through those engagement, you see, it opened up doors for networking. Just yesterday, I was in discussion with one of the people I met 2017 from Lesotho. I've met people from Botswana, from more than 20 African countries that are doing amazingly well in the area of agriculture. So this is to tell you that it needs a lot of contributors. We need a lot of people to be part of what is already going. So part of our contribution made us to do some kind of work with One Acre Fund. One Acre Fund is an Agric-based platform. And a couple of Agric business platform I was able to be a partner with. And recently, the Agro TV Vest, where we're going to be having an entertainment.
We are all in it.
An entertainment linked up with agriculture, which will be something so massive. You see, these are the kind of contribution myself and my company we're bringing into the agri-business space.
All right. Time will not allow us to go on and on and on, but I think we'll make this program a series based on agriculture, a series where maybe from time to time you come to enlighten us on what to do. It's so interesting to hear about mentorship and how people are doing in other African countries. Coming home to Nigeria, how far have you gone? We have MDAs, we have other organizations, we have the private sector. What have you done in 1 minute because of our time?
Okay, interestingly.
And then what would be your advice to the government and the people to take the opportunities in the agri sector to build wealth and create employment generating opportunity? Okay,
I think for me, I was privileged to be part of the team that validated mentorship, and the whole validation process is to make mentorship formal in the entire civil service of the country. And I was privileged to take that paper, and I'm privileged to be part of that team. So is in process as we go on. But we have agencies that have adopted mentorship and made it formal. Platform like Bureau of Public Enterprise. I was privileged to have a session with NDIC. We have not gone in depth yet, but it's some of the collaboration through training and engagement, especially in the area of mentorship. I was able to access some of this platform. And that's why when it comes to the agri space, I will say it again and again. Agriculture is not something of the past. Agriculture is the future of Nigeria. And mentorship is that one great platform that will bring a huge revolution, because it's a major factor that can influence leadership, especially in agriculture and as a nation as a whole.
Mentorship is a huge influencer.
Absolutely.
That can improve agriculture on Nigeria, not just on Nigeria, on the entire world. And that is the opinion of my guest. The question to ask at this point is, do you have a mentor in whatever you do? And when are you coming to ASO to come and mentor us in what we do?
Yeah, that will be very soon. Thank you.
Okay. With the advice, we have come to the end of today's episode of the Economy and Inside Agriculture. The guest we have been speaking with is a mentorship and business consultant, Mr. Aliyu Solomon. Mr. Solomon is a man with many, many caps. He's a lead consultant, 127 Global Consult, strategic partner, Noble Manhattan Coaching Limited, Nigeria or in Africa, and a Tony Elumelu Foundation mentor or coach. He was part of the team that reviewed and validated mentoring and succession planning for the civil service of the Federation. He is currently the lead facilitator of Mentoring and Coaching Academy here in Abuja, an affiliate of Institute of Mentoring and Career Coaching and Mentoring Administrator by Africa.org. Mr. Solomon, thanks so much for sharing your views with us.
Thank you.
I believe if we invite you again, you'll come to enlighten the whole world, not just us, but the whole world.
Absolutely.
Okay, and to you out there, esteemed audience, we sincerely appreciate you for staying on. Join us again next time, God willing, for another interesting episode of the program. I am Ile Emejesim. Good day.
Thank you.